Welcome to my channel. My name is Sammy, and this is my August wrap-up. Let's go. I feel like getting closer to fall time. As you can tell, I am fully ready for fall and Halloween. That I have the urge to read more. I did recently go through all the books I want to read before the end of the year, and also enough books to reach my reading goal I've set for this year, and whew, I have a lot to read. It seems overwhelming, but I am very excited, and all the books are books I want to read. Very excited about. Now I can stop babbling. Let's get started. Okay, so the first book I read in the month of August was for my library challenge. Again, if you don't know what my library challenge is, it's to read a book that's associated with what's celebrated that month. And for the month of August, it was South Asian Heritage Month. So the book I chose for this month is called Radha and Jay's Recipe for Romance by Nisha Sharma. So initially when I saw this book, the cover just got me. It's such a beautiful cover, and also it hinted at that there's going to be some baking in it, and I have learned that I am a sucker for YA baking romances, aka Salt and Sugar, my love. Love that book so much. So this one, I thought it was going to be more focused baking, but then when you read the synopsis, it's actually more focused in dance. So both of the characters, Radha and Jay, both are dancers. Radha kind of has a falling out with dance, but she's trying to figure out if dance is a real passion of hers or something her mom just made her do. So she actually started to dabble into learning how to bake and cook traditional meals of her heritage, also to connect to her father, who is a chef and has his own restaurant. And I love this book. I read it in literally 2 days. It's so fast-paced. YA short chapters, big font, love it. And I just fell in love with these characters. I fell in love learning about this different culture that I didn't really know much about. I would love to make some of these meals, but I'm a little scared. Is one, I only have very basic cooking abilities, and two, if there's spice, I'm white, as you can see. I'm so white that I can't handle really any spice at all. Even mild's too hot for me. Hot Cheetos are too hot for me. I know. It's bad. I can't help it. But so I'm a little scared about that. But I really, really would love to try to make one of these meals. It'll be really fun. You just follow Radha and Jay meeting and creating a really beautiful friendship, but also helping each other through personal growth, which I thought was really cool. And also they had a lot of problems that real people face today that I feel like I connected to in this book, and I just love these characters, and it is such a great time. I highly recommend this so much. I rated it 5 stars because I knew initially, right when I finished after 2 days, I was like, I had a grand old time. Also, there is serious stuff in it. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend. Next book I read is Pride and Premeditation by Tizar Price. So I found this just scrolling through Libby, and I was like, wait, because when I first read it, I was like, Pride and Premeditation, sounds like Pride and Prejudice. Then I read the description, and so basically this author takes classic books, or I don't know if they're all Jane Austen or just classic books, and she takes those characters but she makes into a mystery. And I was like, that sounds so interesting. And I've actually read Pride and Prejudice. Out of the books in this series, I've only read Pride and Prejudice, which I'm assuming you don't have to, because she does do a very good job of you understanding the characters, but I feel like it is just easier and way more fun when you know the characters from the original author. And yes, so this takes place of Lizzie, I almost said Lizzie Borden. Wow, I'm watching too much true crime, sorry. Lizzie Bennet, and it's kind of confusing with the time because she is very specific to the time period. So basically Lizzie in this book wants to become a detective solicitor because her father actually owns a solicitor company. But at the time, of course, women were not allowed to do that, and or weren't even allowed in court unless they were a witness. And so yeah, so you just follow Lizzie on her journey of solving this murder. And, you know, Darcy pops up too. That's all I'm going to say. No, I don't want to spoil nothing. So I just have to say, I really enjoyed this book, but really just the second half. The first half, it's hard because it's like not repetitive. It's not that, because she did a really good job of like, here are the characters, but like not over explaining who each character is when I already know who they are. The characters have different roles in this book than the original Pride and Prejudice, so it just takes a little bit brain power, which I only have 3 brain cells, so it's hard to really understand and get a grasp on it. So the first half, I was kind of like trying to keep track and also rewire my brain of who these characters are, and also trying to, you know, solve the mystery. But I do feel like it was kind of slow in the first half. I kept being like, can we get to, you know, more clues into solving the murder, and or more scenes of Darcy and Lizzie? I wanted more hints. It kind of came out of nowhere. Sorry if you don't know the story of Pride and Prejudice, come on, go read it. Go watch the movie. The movie's great. I love the 2005 one with, I have Elizabeth Swann. What's her real name? Oh, I can't remember her real name. It's Keira Knightley. Got there. You wanna know how I got there? I thought the Wizard Raven Play song. Keira Knightley, you've been there, you've been funny hat. Whatever. Okay, yeah. I highly recommend it. I am excited to check out the other ones. Knowing me, I'm gonna need to read the other books before I can read it. I even think one of them is gender bending. I think it's a LGBTQ romance, which sounds very interesting. And also, I read one of the description of the other books, and it said Lizzie and Darcy pops up in there. And I was wondering if she was going to do that, because it's very interesting. I really liked, like, now overall finishing it, I really enjoyed the story. It was so good. So, highly recommend. I rated this one 4 stars, simply because the first half was just really slow, and it made me not want to pick the book back up, because I was like, are we really going to get anywhere? But the second half gave it to me. It gave me everything. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. I'm just thinking of a certain scene right now that makes me so happy. That makes it worth it to read this book. And it's not that long. It's pretty good. And it's YA, so it's very easy to read. Highly recommend. And I'm excited to read the others. If you read the others in this series, let me know which one's your favorite. Okay. Next. Okay, so the last book I read in the month of August is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I just needed a sweet Lynn Painter romance. And I've already read Better Than Movies, my favorite, and Betting on You. But I hadn't gotten to The Do-Over yet, because if you don't know the synopsis of this one, it's a time loop. It's like Groundhog's Day, living it over and over and over and over again. So this book is about Emily, who is living Valentine's Day over and over again in a time loop. And I don't know what it is. Like, Groundhog's Day, the movie, loved it. Watch it once, I'm good. You know, teach him to be a good person, I think. I think that's what it's about. I haven't watched it in a while. Whatever. Most of the time loops are to, like, make you have a realization of either to be a better person, or to be like, you're with the wrong person, you're picking the wrong guy. Whatever. And I don't know. I just don't know if I'm, like, into the time loops. I just feel like shocking. It can get a bit repetitive. And normally that turns me off of a book. If it's, like, repeating too many things, I'm getting frustrated. But I do have to say, Lynn Painter did such a good job with this, of, like, she didn't go through every single Valentine's Day from the beginning to end. I would have lost my mind. She did a good thing of doing the first few full days, and then the other ones she'd just be like, oh, this is the only thing that different that happened, or the, you know, so it was really good, and I absolutely adore this couple so much, and I'm so happy I read it. I rated it 4 stars. It just simply made me want to read better than the movies for the 3rd time. Obsessed with that book. And yeah, highly recommend if you just need a cutesy YA romance. Okay, let's do a crochet haul. So this is all that I've crocheted in the month of August. And I will link below all the tutorials or patterns that I used below. So the first, I made Granny Square tote bag, and I actually didn't use a pattern for this. I came up with this myself, and I never thought I could do that, and I'm really proud of myself, and I really love how it turned out. I will link the video that I used to just learn how to do a Granny Square, because I always forget. Do you ever just find just random and loose strands that come out of nowhere? I'm like, I thought I weaved them all in, but whatever. Yeah, so I just connected them however I wanted to, and then I just made up the straps. And it's very fall, very hippie boho. I love it. I love it. So the next thing I made, it's a little ghost. It has little arms. You see his little arms? I feel like it looks kind of like a little marshmallow. So stinking cute. And also, I also made to go with him. It's a witch's hat. How stinking cute is that? I used some glittery yarn, purple, and then a little buckle. So stinking cute. I can't. And the last thing I made is gonna be a little hard to see, but hopefully. Okay, see? Another thing to weave in. Okay, so it's this, I don't know how to call it, just a shirt, I guess, even though I think you're supposed to, and what I'm gonna do is wear a black long sleeve shirt under this, and it's like a spiderweb top with sleeves, and I just thought this looks so cool. So cool. And it was actually pretty easy. It's just a little, you know, time consuming in the repetitiveness, but and also it's very customizable for sizing. You just either just keep going and making more rounds, or if you want the sleeves longer, you want them short sleeves, you can do that. Sleeveless, like it's so customizable. I love it so much. I still need to block it. If you have any tips on how to easily block, I'll take them, because I've seen ones where like people literally dunk the whole thing and then like let it dry, or people put like a wet towel over top and then they iron it, or I've seen people like hang it up and steam it. So let me know which one works best for you. Which one you prefer, because I need to block this. It's kind of not small, but very like fitted, and I would like it to be a little bit more looser, flowy. But I love it so much. I'm just ready for the fall and the spooky Halloween time. Okay, I'm feeling a little depresso, and I need some excitement. Okay, so that's everything I crocheted for the month of August, and I want to make some more Halloween spooky crochet things. So if you have any of your favorite patterns you use, or you have one, comment down below, link it. I'll happily check it out. Also, big thanks to all the people who put out those free patterns. Thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. Please comment down below what is your favorite book you read over this month. I would probably say Rada and Jay's Recipe for Romance. I really enjoyed that book. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It means so much to me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Look at the little guy I got from Spirit Halloween. It's Fatso from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love it. Oh, he's so cute, and he got a little pie. Come pie ya. And then murder you. I love him. Oh, I dropped him. Hopefully that's focused, because I'm too blind to see. I think so. Okay,